thought we'd come out to do a bit of landscape painting today with the oils and my French easel, and we've chosen a autumn scene. We're in a field which is free from any horses at the moment, so I thought we'd come into here and make the most of it. And nice and quiet, got a road nearby, so you'll hear some car traffic going past in the distance. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, and a lot of birds singing around us, so that should be quite nice. It's a bit of a dull flat light today, but I'm concentrating on the hedgerow and the trees behind me anyway, so that's not a problem. We're not looking for dramatic skies or anything. And we're painting on the cardboard, so it's just a bit of practice and see how we get on. Okay. There's our setup for the day. We've got our French easel set up, and there's our view all lined up. And today we're going to be painting on two cardboard, sort of stuff you get in packaging. So ever so cheap, you know, if you got yourself a new telly or something like that, whatever, you get all this packaging, you end up recycling it. Well, why not paint on it? Some primes will be very absorbent and it won't last, but it's really good for practicing on, and that's what we're going to use today. It's approximately sort of 12 by 8 inches, 30 centimetres by 22 centimetres, something like that. And it's a good job it's not windy, because I forgot my grips, so this is quite nice and secure in here, which is great, in those grips that are on the French easel. And there's my palette already laid out. It's an autumn scene. We're in October, 9th of October, so we've laid out sort of all the colours I think I might need. Probably too many, to be honest, but I've got a warm white, titanium white, that's a lemon yellow Winsor & Newton version, that's the lemon yellow Michael Harding version. You see the difference? There's a cadmium yellow deep, I've got a cadmium orange, a little bit of cadmium red, that's a vermilion, but I've not laid that out. There's my magenta, Indian red, yellow ochre, raw umber, a violet, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue left out from the last time I used it last weekend, manganese blue, ivory black, and today I've put out some sap green. You can't really see very well that it's green, but there we are, look, that's the sap green. Because this is a very absorbent surface here, I've got some linseed oil in a jar I brought with me, and I'll be using quite a bit of that to, especially at the beginning, to get the paint to sort of flow a bit and go into the absorbent cardboard. Got my dippers, so I can put some terps in there if I need to, and this will probably be open and sat there. So right, it's took me ages to set up and get the cameras all set up, so I'm on my own today. So my little helpers have gone riding, so we'll see how we get on. Okay, let's get this sparked in here. I quite like that pole. So if we have that coming across like this, so that's that dark corner in there. See, that's quite nice, that is. Yeah, I like that. Let's start putting some colour in straight away into there a minute. So that's just plenty of oil mixed in with the paint. Let's just get some of that light field in. We'll add some, use some of that Winsor lemon yellow. Just get, that's way, that's the wrong colour. Let's just get some of that in there. It's still wrong, still needs more. Let's see yellow into it, that's better. If I bring that to there and then just drop that down a little bit. We can alter this colour a bit as we go, but for the moment I'll just put that in. That's just a lot of oil in that paint there to mix that. just to get it to flow, move across the cardboard. That's that little dark corner in there. I want to make sure I know where that this light's going to come through. So if I've got that, that's our telepole's going to be roughly there. And a dark tree there, so that wants to come across to about here. Let's just mark this in. Something like this, and then that could be quite a big area then. Get some cadmium yellow in with that. So I'm going to bring a little bit of cadmium orange into this now. Where some of these, with a bit of cadmium yellow, where some of these leaves are. That's quite nice. Yes, that's nice. We can lighten this as we go, but it's just to add a bit of colour into there. We won't worry about the. Won't worry too much about that sky at the moment. Let's just get some of this green that's in this area in. It's quite a nice deep green in there. Quite like that. Okay, this is where we're at the moment. Just started blocking in some of these colours, and it's starting to make a bit of sense already. Well, it is to me anyway. And I'll just keep working on it. It's all really thin paint at the moment. You can see how the paint's soaked right into that cardboard in most of the areas, and I've left a few areas quite thick, so I can get the dark in here, and just like some of the brush marks. But I'll continue building this up now, and we'll see how we get on. So I've got that lamp, the post there, telegraph pole. This light is in it about here, so there's a light area in here I want to keep there, and that to go across like that, and over here as well, and up there. We'll add a bit of medium up there and just brush that in quite loosely. I'm going to change that slightly colour wise, but we just need to make it a bit lighter to help myself. This comes down, there's a few insects buzzing around, starting to annoy me now, little midges and things. So this, the good thing about this dark brown colour on this cardboard is acting as our ground colour, so it's quite dark, but it's quite nice for this autumn scene. I thought it works quite well, this type of colour. So we've got a ground colour already, so we can paint light or dark, so we're in the middle. The ground colour is the mid-tone, so it's in the middle of everything, so we can go lighter and darker, which is great. If I was on a piece of white cardboard, white board like mount board or something, I can only really go darker, so it works quite well. And we're going to go back into the the trees and things now, and the leaves. That's our light area. So we've got this, we'll keep it dull like that for the moment. We'll just place this in here, because that needs to go right to the top, that. I think we'll just bring that across a little bit and leave that nice and let's put cadmium yellow with the violet and see what that does in there. That'd be quite nice. There's a bit in the distance. We'll add a tiny bit of blue into that in there. That's quite nice. It's in the distance, just that little bit, that's all we can see really, and a little bit through here. Not too distant though. Something like that. So we've got a tree, nice tree going right off into the diagonal there. I quite like that. It's just wandering off. Let's just make it a little bit darker so I know where it's going. That's quite nice. That's just wandering right off like that, right up into the corner. I quite like that. Let's get ivory black with some of our sap green into there. Yeah, that's quite nice, and we can bring some of those darks down into here. Not quite that low. There's another telegraph pole. I've just spotted it. Would you believe it? Been looking at that scene for quite a while, and I've only just spotted that there's another telegraph pole in there. The more you look, the more you see. So the telegraph pole is just in here. Just going to brighten that a little bit as well, over the top of what we've already put on, and make the brush marks more quite agitated so that they move around a bit. You can see them moving. I quite like that. And complementary colours. There is some areas of light just in here, which is quite nice. Just a few spicks, little spots and areas there, and it comes down a little bit. And there's nothing over there. That's quite dark. And here the same. There's a few areas of light. If we can put those in a minute. So this is where we're at the moment. We put the block, most of the block in, and that's the telegraph pole, which is there, which I initially missed. That's quite nice. I'm glad it's there. And there's the other one, which is going to go in here. And this area here is going to be quite a block of colour. You can see that there. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment, and yes, I quite like it. So let's continue. I quite like the way this is going on. This is quite nice. I love painting on cardboard. The trouble is, it won't last. It's not something I could really put up for sale because it won't last. That's the problem. The oil will rot through. Let's add a bit of lightness into there. It's definitely good practice if you want to try out practicing a scene, especially outdoors, and you're not quite sure if it's going to work. You don't want to waste a nice piece of canvas or anything like that. Get yourself a bit of cardboard and just go out there and get out and do a bit of painting on it. So we mix that green into the same colour that we've just put on here. So rather than mixing up a new green and laying that around, we use what we've already got and add into it, because the leaves are going from the green to this colour, you see, so we don't really want to mix up a new green. And that, if you do that, we will, for some areas we want to really stand out, but generally I mix colours into what I've just used a lot of the time, and that just helps keep the painting a bit more unified. And that's gone on really well. I do like that a lot. Well, that's quite nice. Look, this is our dark area. We don't want it to be too sort of black or blue in there, so we want the colour to come out from there. So the darkness is in there, and then some darks around it. So we need a bit more of the our autumny colours here in these leaves here. And we're going to bring some of this up now. So that's even in the sky where you've got odd leaves, I'm not going to be dabbing them on. If anybody's been to any of my workshops, you know, well, I'm not very keen on the dibby dabbers, because I'm not dabbing at all, I'm just marking them in roughly to suggest these leaves up the top there. And remember, we're just after an impression of what's going on up there, we're not trying to copy the scene. So most of the orangey colours, the autumny colours, are over on that particular side there. Just going to add a little bit of that magenta into that orange there. So there's our telegraph poles. We can afford to bring some of these across a little bit more into there. Then we've got the greens then come back. I'm just using the one brush for all of this, and I don't even need to, because the colours are so similar, but they just change here and there. I don't even need to wipe the brush clean. We've got some nice bracken there. Let's get some of that in. That's really nice. I like that colour over there. So no oil into that. We just put that on neat. So it's building up quite nicely now. I quite like the effect. I quite like that sort of a dry, chalky, sort of opaque feel you get with this painting onto this dry cardboard. And this is where I've added this cadmium yellow in here, where you've got the ferns there. So yeah, I'm quite liking it at the moment. And I just need to build up these areas now over here, this side. I haven't really done much on this side, this section here. So, and obviously then the grass, and we put the tape in and the posts. So yeah, great. We'll carry on. Great fun. Can't really see that in here because it's a bit further that way, but I'm going to put it in anyway. It's the berries. Yeah, just introduce a bit of that. Yeah, I quite like that. There's our pole. So we've got some darks in here. And I've still not got into that side of the painting yet properly. Often I'll do this. I think I need to work on that area, but then I end up seeing things in another part which I really want to get in before I forget they're there. Just add a little bit of darker, change the green slightly now, especially as we're going to come forward here. We're going to brighten this green up a little bit. And then, once I've done that, I will get stuck into that area up there. Let's just alter that a little bit there. There's a few areas of leaves right across there. I think we're going to do the same. So there's our telegraph pole. We need to bring that across like that, something like that. Let's build that up a little bit. I don't like that shape that goes out too much, not like that at all. We're going to have to do something about that. So let's just not get rid of that a minute. That's quite dark. So we have to bring this down a little bit as well, I think. There's actually quite a bit of green in there. And up here, not quite as dark as that though. So this is a ultramarine with a bit of burnt umber. So that's should be a tree. There's a branch, actually there's a tree there. Runs up, because I can see it. So I've got that in the wrong place there. We'll just remove that. We'll put some green in there like that. Take that back. Well, mix that up. I really like it. I don't know where that's come from. And a few nice greens dotted around where the leaves are still on the trees. They haven't changed at all. Right, that's where we're at the moment. I'm just going to put some final areas in. I think I don't want to overwork all this now. I quite like the way it's working, and I need to put these areas in. There's some branches around, so what I'll do, I'll get the rigger out, we'll just make a few loose marks in, and then I might get a pencil and draw a few things in randomly as well. I'm going to have a little play with it now and see and finish it off. Yeah, I'm going to just change the angle of that one. It looks a bit odd. It's going to have to go, that one is going to have to go like a different angle, just fractionally, so it doesn't look so odd. I'm going to take it like that. That one's actually a bit thicker as well, shorter and thicker. Alright, let's get some branches in. There's one that's quite nice that comes across here, and it's got a bit of a kink in it and then runs across like that. So that one, branches that come off that. Small trees, nice big tree up there. It's got that tree that goes across that side, another branch there goes off it, all over the place. These are just random marks going in now, based on what's up there. Let's have a couple of lighter ones in. Always works quite well then. They look like they're further away, you see, and different types of trees, branches and things. That's quite nice as the telegraph wire comes down like that and disappears into there. There's a few lines going off like that, and we've got the telegraph pole, the wire runs right across there, something like that, goes right across. If we want these lines to flow smoothly, we mix more oil into the paint and you get these lines then. It's a shame this painting won't last, because I quite like it. Sometimes they don't work when they're on canvas or board. Don't know what it is. They seem to work better when they're on cardboard or paper, and prime paper's the same. Often do nice paintings up, which I really like on primed paper. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in. There's a line there. There's a green one there on this side here. That's going in there, and there's a nice flattish one there. We'll put that in at that angle. Let's get the green one in, so we know where it's going to go. Like that. That runs off like that. Just add a little bit slightly darker in for the next one. white sort of something like that, and you can't see that one there because there's a bit of vegetation and undergrowth here, so we can't really see what's going on there. And that would be the same for this bit here as well. Small branches and trunks going off up that way. And there is a quite nice few dark ones as well, dotted around. There's a brighter white on one of those, that one there. A bit of a brighter white just there on the tip of that one. There's a couple of thistles here that are dotted around. Well, I think we're just about to call this a day now. Going to call this a day on this one now. It's about an hour. We painted for about an hour. It's really good fun, and that's what we've ended up with. That's what we're looking at. That scene there, and it's just turned out really nice actually. The weather, the sun has sort of not fully broken through, but it's just been quite a nice steady light, so really quite easy painting conditions. Nothing's changing all the time, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good fun. Nice way to spend the morning practicing your painting. Okay, so that's what we ended up with, as I've just shown you. Really good fun. Definitely recommend painting, practicing oils on the cardboard. Don't worry about priming it, and don't worry about it lasting forever. It's just a bit of practice, but definitely recommend it if you're new to outdoor painting, plein air painting, or oil painting in general. Cheap way of practicing. Get yourself a few cheap oil paints, some old cardboard from your packaging that you've got left over before you put it out in the recycling bin, and get yourself outside or in your studio and put some paint on. Really good fun. Well, thanks for watching. I enjoyed it, and bye for now.